What's up, guys? If you're anything like me, you may have lost access to the gym. So with all this coronavirus, social distancing, which is a responsible thing to do, social distancing, maybe you're in quarantine, complete lockdown if you're in certain cities or states, but you still want to work out, or maybe you're just bored and you need something to do. So I decided to make a video series. We're going to do a bunch of different videos on workouts you can do at home so you can A, get in shape, B, stay in shape, or C, just fill your time. Today we're going to do a focus on, we're going to do something that's a little challenging to do at home. So we're going to do a focus on hamstrings, and we're going to see if we can't get a good workout with minimal and or no equipment. So that's the whole focus of this video series, is that we're going to be using very little equipment and getting a good workout despite the fact that we don't have access to a gym. So let's go ahead and get it.
What up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Before we get started, if you can just give the channel a like and subscribe, turn on your notifications so you can get notified anytime we publish a video. It means a lot to the channel. Keep those videos coming as we see the support coming back from you guys. So first exercise that we did for this workout was the hamstring walkout. Basically, really simple movement. You just walk your feet out from your glutes to as close to full extension as you can get, and then walk them all the way back in. We do all these workouts for a minute apiece, and we're going to be working in a circuit. We're going to be doing a total of 4 cycles of the whole circuit. You'd be surprised as to how much work you can get done.
Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end.
Alright, so for the second workout, we wanted to incorporate a hip hinge type movement. So we brought in a hip thrust, a hip bridge, whatever you want to call it. I did add in some resistance bands. If you look at the kind of funky setup I have there with the bench, and that's just from my dining room table. The resistance bands are wedged in there with the dumbbell just so they wouldn't ride up too much. I also have those bands around my knees, just above my kneecaps, to provide some tension, so that I get some work in on the adductors at the same time.
Every corner twice as bright, they'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
So again, this set structure is aiming for a minute or more of time under tension. We're going to do 10 reps of the hip thrust, then we're going to bring in 10 adduction movements where we're moving our legs outwards, our knees outwards against the resistance of the bands, and then we're going to finish it off with 5 more hip thrusts. On to the next movement. So this started off with the intent of being a hamstring curl type movement, but it ended up being a modified hip thrust. Pretty simple movement, feet just about shoulder width apart, very tight core. At the top of the movement, you're going to squeeze your glutes, make sure your back isn't relaxing. You're going to see me move my feet to where instead of posting up on my heels, I'm actually using the middle of my feet as a foundation, and I found that posture sent a lot of the tension in this workout to my hamstrings. our next movement, we have reverse lunges. You're going to feel some of it burning those quads, and that's okay, but you should really be focusing on the mind muscle connection down to your glutes and your hamstring. Now, when that mind muscle connection breaks for me, I like to pause at the bottom, really let that contraction work its way in, and it kind of reminds my body to wake up the hamstrings and the glutes, to really focus on that as opposed to the quads. You'll notice that on some of these reps, I will sit back a little bit more, and that's another tactic I use to incorporate hamstring more than the quads. I'm sure you've noticed I've been kind of stepping back more and more, meaning I'm not returning to my home position. The second time around doing the circuit, I actually put down a dumbbell as a marker as to where I should be stepping back. This is called the resistance band squat walk. You're going to find a lot of tension in your adductors and your glutes, and some trickling down to your hamstrings. Of course, because there is a squat motion involved, you're going to feel some in the quads, but it should not be primarily in the quads. And the final movement for this hamstring circuit, we're doing a little difficult one. It's called the one-legged deadlift. Pretty difficult, especially as you progress through the circuit. You get to your third and fourth cycle. If you need more weight, you can always do resistance bands underneath the feet. I just wanted to do this one, try it out with the dumbbells. My first time doing this movement. Do pay attention to the fact that I'm not engaging my low back here. I'm doing no flexion, no extension, straight, neutral, low back. It's all going to the hamstrings and the glutes. I hope you enjoyed this circuit. I'm going to be uploading a few more at-home workout programs over the next few days. The aim is 5 videos per week so that you guys have something to do every day. Leave us a like and subscribe and a comment with anything that maybe you've been doing at home. Definitely want to hear from you guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch you guys on the next video.
Control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole